Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a lovely, warm, late summer's day. Now, I've noticed quite a bit on social media and indeed here on YouTube that the hashtag leave no trace is suddenly a bit in vogue, and I think it's really great. We should all be making huge efforts to leave as little impact on our environment as we possibly can, and it's something that I've harped on about for years. I remember back in the 80s, 90s, the Think Pink, Leave No Trace t-shirts that proliferated in the outdoor shops, and it sort of all went a bit flat. A lot of people didn't seem to pick up on it. But nowadays, it all seems to have changed, and more people are hashtagging their videos with Leave No Trace, and a lot of the stuff on Instagram, again, it's all Leave No Trace. Brilliant stuff. And not only that, a lot of the equipment suppliers and manufacturers nowadays are also taking the environmental impact of our gear into consideration. I was looking at rucksacks the other day, and one particular company, they make a fantastic range of rucksacks using very high spec recycled materials. All the buckles, etc., are made from recycled materials. The actual fabric and the webbing is, where they can, made from recyclable materials. Indeed, the actual rucksack itself is designed to be recycled. Not only that, but they will repair your item if it becomes damaged, so that it's not a case of just a piece of kit gets damaged and we throw it away and buy a new one. You can send it back to them and they will repair it and send it back to you, so that it maximises the life of that particular product. Not only the gear that we are using nowadays, it seems to be focused more on environmental, but also a lot of the people who are selling the gear are also thinking about our impact on the environment. A lot of people are taking Leave No Trace and adding that in with the lightweight backpacking type gear. So I guess the idea is that the less weight we carry on our backs, the lesser or the more lightly we tread on the planet. So things like titanium pans and water bottles, and the tents and shelters made out of Dyneema and super lightweight fabrics, and it's all a step in the right direction. Or is it? Now, it might be me being a little bit cynical, but this is a subject that's fairly dear to my heart, and it's something I've thought fairly long and hard about. Now, the way I'm looking at it, it doesn't matter how green a product is, it still has a carbon footprint. At least I think it is, because surely the power used in actually making it and getting the materials to the point where they're made, and then getting those materials assembled, etc., and then the energy used in taking that product and moving it to a place where you were going to buy it, all of that has a carbon footprint. So maybe it's not that green. Also, a lot of the very lightweight stuff, well, it's not particularly environmentally friendly if you look at it. Certainly stuff like titanium, I don't think is particularly environmentally friendly in the way it's produced. Also, one of the things I've been looking at is this stuff is being marketed as the new green way forward. And to a lot of people, it seems like a bit of an excuse to go out on a shopping spree. I'll take all my kit that I used to have, that was traditional, etc., and I'd had for years, but now I've got to have green lightweight gear. So I'll throw all that lot out, and I'm going to go off, I'm going to buy lots more new shiny Gucci pieces of kit. And I think that isn't particularly green. I don't think it's particularly environmentally friendly. I think what we should actually be doing is looking for stuff that pretty much has a zero carbon footprint, i.e. stuff that has already been manufactured and has been used before, and we extend the life of it, whether it's our gear or gear we got from someone else. Now, an example of this. Years ago, somebody gave me this rucksack. I started using it again recently. They gave it to me, and I thought, oh, it's a great bit of kit. I said, what's wrong with it? And they went, oh, it's got a broken buckle. Okay. Now this was made back in the 1980s. It's an old Berghaus Delta 55. Great bit of kit. They were manufactured in Newcastle. They were sold predominantly in Great Britain. So they weren't manufactured in China, shipped over to here, etc, etc. So that helped to keep the carbon footprint down originally. The quality of the materials they were made from was very, very good for the time. Cordura, okay, nowadays maybe it's not as waterproof as it could be. However, I tend to use a lightweight waterproof liner in there anyway. The buckles, well, just replace them with these G hooks. They're made of metal and they're pretty strong. They're not going to break or go wrong. Otherwise, this is exactly as it was when it was originally bought. That person had a good use out of it. I've had a fairly good use out of this, and I will continue to use it for years to come. There is nothing wrong with it. And that helps to keep the environmental footprint down. The carbon footprint of this was expended on somebody else, as far as I'm concerned. I'm getting the maximum use out of this. Something else. A warm layer. Yes, we can go out and we can buy lovely, lovely recycled polyester fleeces. Fleece is great, it lasts for a long time. If it's made from old pop bottles, all the better. This is a Pendleton wool shirt manufactured in the 1960s and 70s. It's belonged to several people. It ended up with me. I got it off Evil Bay. If Evil Bay is good for anything at all, it's for recycling other people's stuff, extending the life. Going on, type in vintage, put in vintage, you'll get all sorts of stuff. So this Pendleton shirt, it's in good nick now. As long as I look after it, I don't shrink it or anything else like that, it will last me forevermore. It's a very, very good bit of kit, and someone else isn't having to make new kit so that I've got something new and flashy for this season to wear. Your cooking system, take something, don't go out and buy a new titanium stove. Fish around in your bin, at home, in your kitchen, see what rubbish is in there, see what you can make out of it. This is a very simple little tin can stove. There's a video in my box, okay? You will see how to make one of these. It's the simplest stove in the world and it works brilliantly. It runs on mess. All you need for that is a storage bottle. And for that, you can recycle a plastic bottle. All this is a little kid's drinks bottle wrapped in a bit of duct tape so it doesn't split, with a bit of reflective tape on there so that my kids know this isn't pop, a sweetened drink that it was in there originally. This is something dangerous. Okay, that's why it's brightly covered up. Yes, I should have proper bottles for it, but those bottles have an environmental impact. This has already had an environmental impact. If I didn't use it for this, it would probably be buried, it would become landfill, and that's not good for the environment. All this green stuff is brilliant. All this very environmentally friendly stuff is super. It's an ad man's dream. It's the marketing department have come up with a very good way of selling you some very expensive gear, and it's environmentally friendly. It's a good excuse. It makes everyone feel better. I'll go out and buy this piece of kit that costs lots and lots of money, but it's okay because it's good for the planet. No, it's actually not. What's good for the planet is making stuff last longer, recycling stuff, and really thinking about how we really do impact on the planet. So there you go, rant over, but it's not really a rant, it's just something there to provoke a bit of thought, a little bit of argument, and hopefully make you think before your next purchase. And who knows, if enough of us do it, we might start to make a little bit of an impact. If you enjoyed this video, then remember, hit that thumbs up button to say you liked it. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and remember to hit the notifications bell that's somewhere on the page so you know when new stuff is coming up. You can follow me over on Instagram and Facebook. The links are in the description box down below. I'll also put a link into how to make that little can stove. A lot of people have followed it. I've had some great feedback on that little stove. It's a great bit of kit. There's also a link down there to my Patreon page. If you want to get more involved with the channel, it's probably going to cost you not more than a Starbucks coffee a month. In fact, I think it's less than a Starbucks coffee. I wouldn't know because I never drink coffee and I never go to Starbucks. Oh, anyway, so yeah, I think that's everything. My name's Neil, and until next time, stay safe.